Shower usage. Up here in the shower, we've got these hooks that you can use to hang your towels or anything that you need to dry out. But if you're going to use a shower, then take these off so that the curtain can close all the way around to the edge. And while you're in there, you'll see a velcro piece that this is going to connect onto right there. And there's another one right underneath the edge of the counter. I'm not sure this will come out in the video, but yeah, so it's stuck in there. The other side is already velcroed, so you don't need to worry too much about that. Down here in the corner we have some sponges to in case any water does happen to get around the edges. Fresh water is kind of a bad thing when it escapes into the RV. It causes rot and mildew and mold, so we try and minimize the amount of water that gets into places where it's not supposed to be. Take this off. This curtain also, this outside curtain, there's two curtains here. One is an outside kind of decorative and the inside one that's the plastic waterproof version. So the outside decorative one is a little bit too long, so it will sometimes hang down. Well, it will hang down into the tub and soak up a bunch of water. So what we do with this when we're showering in here, we just fold it up over the top. It's hard to do this with one hand. I'll do my best to try and demonstrate. Sorry about that. There. So it kind of looks like this. Doesn't look that great while you're in the shower, but nobody's in there or out here watching. So not a bad idea to do that. And this obviously sits inside the tub to keep the water from coming out around the outside. If you're ideally leveled, then the water will drain down there towards the drain. And if it's not particularly level and water is accumulated in one of the other corners or it's not draining out, there is a squeegee there that you can use to push the water into the drain. We've had situations where we've had things in the shower. We had our golf clubs in here and they will bang up against the knobs and turn the shower on even just a little bit, and things get really wet when they're sort of sitting here. So make sure that the knobs are horizontal like this for them to be off. And if you're going to put anything in here, just make sure they don't bang up against the knobs. While you're in the shower, there's a button on the shower head that turns off the water or turns it on. They call it a Navy shower. So normally what we do, especially when you're dry camping, is you'll get all wet, turn off the water with this little push button and soap up, get all soapy and clean, and then turn the water on, rinse off, and do that as necessary. So while you don't need water running over you to rinse off the soap or get wet, turn off the water in here and it will minimize the amount of water that you're going to use. Again, most important when you are dry camping and trying to minimize the amount of water that you're using. Just a final note that once you're done, make sure you squeegee up the water, and if you want to use the sponges to dry out the bottom of the pan, that's probably not a bad idea, especially if you're storing stuff in there like your suitcases or whatever. And again, these sponges are here to prevent the water from ingressing into areas where it's not supposed to. And use the Velcro strips there and underneath the edge of the counter, right under there. Have a good shower.